Welcome to Southwest Desert, where adventure meets the arid beauty of the American Southwest. Join me as we explore Southwest's lost historical characters, stunning desert vistas, forgotten Native American history, or tales of lost gold mines. There's always something new to discover. Subscribe now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on our latest desert adventures. Let's journey together into the heart of the Southwest Desert. Sit back and enjoy. Welcome to Southwest Desert. This episode delves into the fascinating world of gold panning in Arizona's historic placer fields. Today, we'll follow the journey of E.C. Thoroman, a spare-time prospector in the 1950s who rekindled the spirit of the old-timers in his quest for that elusive gleam of color in the bottom of a pan. Our story begins with a chance encounter. In 1949, an old prospector who ignited his interest in gold panning as a hobby. Since then, he worked many of the old placer fields in Arizona, experiencing firsthand the physical toll and the unmatched thrill of discovery. Thoroman's adventures serve as a reminder that while the Southwest's early prospectors may have claimed most of the gold, there are still traces waiting to be found by those willing to seek them out. Thoroman's first expedition took him to Big Bug Creek, about 15 miles northwest of Mayer, Arizona. Picture this: a group of college students, eager and inexperienced, scooping out potholes and cracks in the bedrock along the stream bank. Their reward? A trace of color in nearly every pan. Encouraged by these initial findings, Thoroman later camped along the creek for 3 weeks. The conditions were favorable. The gravel wasn't large, bedrock was close to the surface, and there were no serious mining problems. Although the yield was modest, just a few tiny flakes in each pan, it was enough to transform Thoroman into a confirmed spare-time prospector. Thank you for joining your desert frontiersman Alan on another Southwest adventure. If you would like to help my channel and time, hit the super thanks heart icon on the bottom of the video and contribute. This is very helpful. Relax and enjoy. Thoroman's next adventure came at the urging of Jim Thomas, a claim worker from Rich Gulch near the ghost town of Stanton. Thomas, amused by the fine gold Thoroman had been panning at Big Bug, spoke of nuggets weighing an ounce or more, enticing our amateur prospector to try his luck in Rich Gulch. This site, located on the north side of the famous Rich Hill, presented a stark contrast to Big Bug Creek. The digging was deep and challenging, with bedrock lying anywhere from 1 to 10 feet below the surface. Massive boulders obstructed their path, sometimes requiring dynamite to clear. Unlike Big Bug Creek, Rich Gulch and the nearby Antelope Creek held very little fine gold. Instead, nuggets ranging from a few grains to over an ounce in weight awaited discovery. Despite the allure of these larger finds, Thoroman and his companions eventually had to abandon their efforts due to the overwhelming mass of overburden. However, they left knowing that high-quality gold still lay beneath those formidable boulders. About 4 miles from Rock Springs lies the old stage station of Gillette, where Thoroman encountered a unique challenge. Here, fine flake gold lies practically on top of the ground, but its nature makes it difficult to handle. While it pans nicely, the gold's fineness and its location in adobe soil cause it to clog riffle boards and evade capture in dry washers. This site has long fascinated prospectors who have tried unsuccessfully to work it in quantity. Yet, it continued to yield a few colors from almost anywhere around the old camp. Beyond its gold, Gillette offered a picturesque setting with its remaining old adobe buildings, making it an attractive spot for both prospecting and picnicking. Thoroman's journey then took him to the Hassayampa River, about 15 miles northeast of Wickenburg. Just above the old Ore Grande pump house, he found another old placer yielding fine and occasional shot gold. This site offered the advantage of being able to dry wash the gravel and pan the concentrates in the nearby Hassayampa. A short distance east lie the old Spanish diggings, where gold could be found in the washes and surface dirt on the stream banks. Thoroman noted that for about 5 miles south of Wickenburg, almost any wash on the east side of the highway could produce very fine flake gold, albeit under 6 inches to a foot of overburden. North of Carl Pleasant Dam, Thoroman explored Morgan's Wash, an area known for its flake gold production. Armed with a jeep, a small pump, and a riffle box, he ventured about 4 miles up the wash to where bedrock nears the surface. Despite moving considerable dirt from the bedrock ledges, Thoroman's results were disappointing. He managed to separate some fine flakes, but nothing comparable to the stories he'd heard. It seemed that high water had altered some of the previous placer bars. Yet, Thoroman observed that fine gold could still be obtained along the bedrock ledges, and dry washing remained possible for most of the year. Acting on a tip from an old-timer who had driven a freight wagon in the 1890s, Thoroman explored a small wash near Goat Ranch, an old landmark between Mayer and Dewey. His initial dry washing at the lower end yielded poor results, but as he worked upstream, he began to find larger gold. Eventually, Thoroman was obtaining between $1.50 to $3 worth of fairly coarse gold per trip. The overburden here was mostly sand, rarely exceeding a foot in depth. Interestingly, the gold showed signs of wear, with Thoroman finding small nuggets shaped like a mitten and a star. Despite the many legends surrounding the Superstition Mountain and Goldfield area, including the famous Lost Dutchman Mine, Thoroman's experiences were less than legendary. Several trips and numerous attempts at dry washing washes on the north side of Superstition Mountain yielded only meager results, extremely fine gold and just a few specks in each pan of concentrates. Thoroman's experiences in the Yuma area also failed to live up to expectations. Despite reports of 40 to 50 old-timers dry washing the Fortuna, Laguna, and McFall placers each winter, Thoroman's own efforts over several days produced poor results. He found none of the coarse gold and small nuggets said to be obtainable in these fields. South of Tombstone, beyond the town of Gleason, Thoroman and his son made a brief stop at the old Gleason placer. Though time constraints limited their work, they managed to find a few colors. Local lore, shared by Lee Thompson, suggests that considerable gold was obtained from this field until the water supply failed. Around the town of Bumblebee, below the junction of Bumblebee and Black Canyon Creeks, Thoroman explored several old bench placers. While these still produced colors when panned, the yields were not very profitable. However, the scenic setting provided a lovely backdrop for his prospecting efforts. One of the most picturesque spots in Thoroman's gold panning journey lay beyond the dam of the old Senator Mine, about 15 miles south of Prescott. Here, amidst pines and aspen, the headwaters of the Hassayampa River flow through rocky canyons. While the gold Thoroman found wasn't large, it was rough and unweathered, often appearing in peculiar formations. Thoroman's exploration of the Lynx Creek area proved to be one of his most diverse experiences. Beginning in Knapp's Gulch, he found coarse grains in the stream bed. As he worked downstream and checked side washes, he discovered that bench placers and side washes often yielded more gold than Lynx Creek itself. With the help of Jack Redmond, one of the area's few remaining prospectors, Thoroman located bench placers as high as 100 feet above Lynx Creek and more than half a mile from the creek bed. In sections of the creek that had been dredged, bedrock ledges still produced flake gold when broken up and processed. The bench placers above the stream bed held the promise of coarser gold, with occasional small nuggets. Thoroman found gold in various locations, including 7 Mile Gulch, Indian Creek, Indian Hill, Whiskey Gulch, and many unnamed washes. Thoroman's adventures paint a picture of the 1950s state of placer mining in the Southwest. Over the previous 75 years, nearly every possible stream and wash had been explored, with gold claimed through various methods including panning, sluicing, dredging, and dry washing. During the Great Depression, many of these early placer areas were reworked, providing a lifeline for hard rock miners who had lost their jobs due to mine closures. Later, most of the recoverable gold lied at the edges of streams, along the slopes of side washes, or in previously concealed bedrock ledges. This gold is often so fine and scarce that early prospectors considered it unprofitable to work. Despite the scarcity of gold, the allure of prospecting remained strong for enthusiasts like Thoroman. While most stream beds in Arizona were under claims, many claim owners were willing to permit occasional prospectors to dig on their land. Often these owners not only gave permission but also shared their knowledge and experiences, helping to keep the spirit of the old prospectors alive. As Thoroman's story shows, the thrill of finding a little color in the bottom of a gold pan continued to draw people to the old placer fields of Arizona. It's a hobby that connects modern-day adventurers with the rich history of the American Southwest, offering a unique blend of outdoor activity, historical exploration, and the eternal hope of striking it rich. And so, as the sun sets on another day of prospecting in Arizona's golden landscape, we're reminded that sometimes the real treasure isn't just in the gold we find, but in the experiences we gain and the connections we make with the land and its history. Until next time, keep your pans ready and your spirits high. You never know where you might find your next gleam of color. Happy trails. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more great content. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.